Greetings and hells, this is Dagon from Inquisition, and you're watching Impact Channel.
Hello everybody, here we are tonight with Dagon from Inquisition. Hello, nice
Greetings.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We're just after a great show here in Dublin, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Your music sounds to me like ancient shamanic chanting. Is that on purpose?
Somewhat, yes. It's not meant to be, it was not consciously done to be directly shamanic, but it is a parallel of it. When I was searching for a vocal style, I knew what I wanted, and what I wanted was vocals that were not on top of the music, but were on par with the music. Meaning, I did not want screamed vocals that were loud and highly dynamic, but rather vocals that just kind of were an addition to the music, instead of the music being addition to the vocals. And I came to the conclusion that to do that, I needed something more subtle, quiet, and also I figured that the tonality of the vocals, being that they could not be screamed, then I needed something that was more throat-like. Not death metal style or anything, but of course I always had great admiration for the Attila style of vocals, and then in the root style, early Graveland vocals, but that was just an inspiration. They weren't directly an influence, but I wanted to create my own style, and not too much expression in the vocals or anything, just really flat. And because they're flat, you could say that's where the shamanic tone comes into place.
Yeah. Do you listen to your own music?
Not very much. Once it's recorded, produced, released, is probably or usually the time when I have already listened to the album enough. By the time people get it into their ears, I've already been listening to, of course, the writing process, then the recording process, the arranging, recording, production, then the final mix and final mastering, all through a process of 2 years. But once we are finished with the actual production of the album, before it's released to the public, I've probably been listening to it for about a month and a half straight, and then after that I move on and I don't really listen to it much anymore. I look forward, and looking forward means not really paying too much attention to the past albums and just always maintaining them in my mind, what I like the most, and kind of wanting to evolve that for the next album. So, but off and on I will, a little bit, but not a lot.
And when you play your music, what do you feel on stage?
That's a very good question. You know, I want to say powerful, but that's not really the right word. Because when we think of power or powerful, we think of something having absolute control and power over everything, over yourself, over everyone, the atmosphere. I don't feel that kind of power. I feel empowered by the greater occult forces. And when I say the occult forces, I mean the things that can make you feel good, make you feel great, without a drug, without a drink, without anything but just my music and when it's vibrating through me, to carry me to that spiritual level, heightened levels. So I would say really the right answer would be I feel very spiritually empowered. out of my flesh, out of body like experience.
And do you have any intention to create the same in your fans, or do you just let them enjoy it?
Absolutely, absolutely. But all I can do is be honest with myself. And when I say be honest with myself, I mean, yes, perform for everyone, because people are coming here to be part of your show, your ritual, your in general. I do recognize it is a show. But as a show, you are also trying to draw people, invoke people, or summon people into the world that your mind lives within at the time you're writing the music, all the way through to delivering the music. And those are two separate things, because when you're writing a song, it's the first time you're living and breathing that experience with that new song. And the important thing is to always feel the same emotion you did years later playing that song. Feel the same thing you felt when it was fresh and new, maybe 1 or 2 days old. And that energy, it's important for it to resonate in you so the others can resonate with it. How does that happen? Is it magic? I don't know. It's frequencies in music. There's a science to it. There's a psychology to it. But that science is it is like occult-like. Our brain reacts to particular notes or frequencies, and these frequencies can make you feel different things: happy, sad, great, powerful, weak, sad, all those things. And so when I write, when we perform, we feel that. And yes, I do want people to feel that so they can find meaning in the music that we're doing. I don't just want it to be satanic heavy metal, black metal for people. I want it to be further than that. Just see it as music that brings something to you that maybe nothing else can bring to you.
So that's kind of a unity being created between you and the people.
Yes, absolutely. And that is where you could say it is a ritual. It is a ritual. It's a celebration. A celebration of really nothing, but at the same time, something. The nothing part is, well, yes, we can simplify things and say, at the end of the day, at the end of the night, it was a show, it was a metal concert, it was black metal. But that's minimizing. The truth is, there is some intellect to this, and there is substance to this. And the substance is what you want people to absorb. Yes, I want them to come to the show and do their metal thing and headbang and do what they want to do because it's metal. But the other chapter, or the other side of the coin, is there's more substance than just that. And it is the occult side, it is the ritual side, and like you say, the resonating with it. I want people to walk out, I've always said this for years, but walk out feeling much greater and powerful, and it's okay to say positive than when they walked in. That's it.
So, in order to achieve this, I assume you need a lot of preparation before a concert to get into the mood.
Yes. Yeah, I would say yes to everything you said. I would say there's two roles you're playing when you're doing this professionally. You have, again, two sides to this coin, and one side is, well, it's work. You transport things, you assemble things, you set things up, you do sound checks, you do what musicians have been doing, well, you could even say centuries. And there's a preparation, as you said, for your instruments. We're in modern times, so you have sound, you have, all these things And then you have to shift your mindset. You know, now things are set up, you did your sound check, and now there's another preparation, and that preparation is slowly, as the day transcends and night arrives and people are arriving, and now you're entering into the shadows of the actual performance. And we just talked about resonating with fans and delivering something to people that they can resonate with. Well, for that to happen, you have to be very authentic with what you're doing. The brain is and mind is a very complex device. We all know this, and people know the difference between a great show and something much greater than just a great show. And to do something much greater than just a great show, it's important that the artist, let's say artists or musicians, are able to transform from, you know, the people that were setting the stage and doing all the technical things, and now transcend to Dagon or Incubus or, you know, Inquisition. Now you need to be what you really are inside. You know, that's always on, but you really need to have that on when the stuff you did during the day was done, and you now enter another realm. Yes. So yeah, there's two big preparations. Absolutely. The technical preparation and then the mental, which is why it's nice the paint still to be used, because that is very symbolic and it helps you enter this other state of mind. So yeah, preparations, yes.